Hello, Scott.
How's it going, Eric?
All great. Big fan of yours, so I'm excited as hell to be talking to you today.
Thanks, mate.
I'm here with Scott Adkins, star of Diablo. I was talking with Ernesto, and he was telling me kind of how you got this project started. It was you and Marko Zaror wanted to make a movie in Latin America, and then got with him and started bouncing ideas around. What was the idea that kind of got this whole story to where it is currently?
Honestly, we are just riffing on No Country for Old Men that we were both big fans of and thought there was something about that. We wanted to do something where he's pursuing me and I'm pursuing him across South America somewhere and trying to think of what that could be. And so we were inspired by that film. I mean, certainly with Marco's character. And yeah, that was the starting off point. And we ended up, once we got Ernesto involved, because Marco just said to me, you should work with Ernesto. He's great because he'd done a lot of movies with him in Chile, and he is great, and I know that now. But I was a big fan of his films anyway. And then we got Matt Sampson involved, and he really crafted the script and took it to the next level. And yeah, that's how we got there. It took a while, and then my manager, Craig Baumgarten, he produced it and took it to various other producers, and we ended up shooting the movie in Colombia.
I was looking to give a shout out to Alanna de la Rosa as Elisa, and I loved your two's kind of relationship in this because normally, well, also with her and her dad's relationship in this, it's like the way it's set up, it was like they really love each other. And then so when you take her, well, we won't get into any of that, but when you take her, you have a much tougher, a much higher hill to climb, I think, in
Yeah,
that respect.
yeah. I'm telling her something that she refuses to believe. She doesn't know who I am, what I'm about. She's kidnapped forcefully, stuck in the trunk of a car. Obviously, she's not too happy about that. But we wrote her so that she's got quite a bit of oomph about her. And so the most difficult bit to figure out was like at a certain point, she's gonna stay with me, even though I've kidnapped her, just because she wants to know what the truth is. She could easily just run away at some points, but she's a confident character. She wants to know, even though she doesn't want to believe it, but maybe there's a part in her that does believe it, but she's refusing to accept it. But there's that little niggling thought of that maybe what he's saying is true. So she decides to come along for the ride. And that was tricky in the script.
Yeah.
But Alanna plays the part brilliantly.
Where do you guys find her? Because I recognize her from Dominique, but
Yeah,
where
Dominique,
do you
yeah.
guys find her?
Well, when we decided to shoot the movie in Colombia, Bogota, that's where we're doing it. That's where we got to find the girl. And we were worried that we'd find the right one. But the producer knew her and immediately was saying, no, she'd be great for this. And she did an audition and she was fantastic. And then we started making the movie and she was better than fantastic. And she was running rings around me as an actor. And it was a glorious experience. She ad-libbed, she rewrote, she just completely inhabited the character. Meanwhile, she's performing in the Exorcist play in the evenings. She's a phenomenal actress and she's really the heart of the movie. And she brought so much to the table, and we couldn't have done it without her.
And looking through your career, primarily you're an actor, stunt person. You've done some writing, but I don't see any directing. Is that anything in your future? Is that anything you aspire to? Because I get kind of a Tom Cruise vibe to your movies, where like Tom Cruise doesn't
Well,
direct his
Tom
movies,
hasn't
but
directed yet either,
he hasn't. But you see the movies
but
he's in,
he
like
has. He
he
kind
kind
of
of
has.
has.
Yeah. Do I give out that vibe as well?
You
Yeah.
do.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. I know what yeah, I'm going to do it and probably sooner rather than later. I have the project, trying to set it up, but I don't want to do it if I can't do it right. So I just need to know that I've got the support of the production and that because what you don't want to be doing is you're making a movie sometimes where the last thing you're doing is being creative and it's just problem solving a whole load of bullshit that's going on behind the scenes that's got nothing to do with actually making the movie, but it's just a load of chaos. And that's what you don't want. So if I know there's always going to be an element of that on a low budget film. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. But I do have the script.
What kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of story you thinking for this?
Well, of course, it's action and of course, there's fights, but it's a very character driven, intimate story with action sequences that aren't just put in there for the sake of it. It's all relative to the story and for a reason. But at its heart, it's a character drama.
All right. Well, Diablo will be released in theaters on digital demand on demand June 13th. And just one last question. Big fan of the one-shot movies. Is there one last shot in the works? Will that
Oh,
be coming
you've
through?
already figured out the title. How could you
It's right
possibly
there.
imagine that we'd call it that? Yep. Well, I guess I've given it away. Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Scott. Love Diablo. Love you. Love all your movies. And
Thanks, Eric.
I wish you all the success in this. And yeah, congratulations.
Thanks for your support, mate. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.